Actually, it's in the Nectar of Devotion, in the original Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu, but because the Nectar of Devotion is actually a condensation, it's a summary study. It doesn't go into all the details. But I think it would be a good thing to do just to know, the kind of stuff that we should avoid, or the kind of stuff that can be a problem in devotional service. And so one of these days we're going to do a series of 2 or 3 classes or darshans at the appropriate place in the book. Okay? Any more questions? What time is it?
It's 8:30.
Oh, it's 8:30. Oh, well, maybe we should just knock off for tonight. Yeah, this is a good place. This is a good place to knock off, because he changes the subject. And then we'll finish, tomorrow night, we'll finish chapter 19, and then that's the end of the first part, the first wave of Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu, the ocean of the nectar of devotion. And then,
I think it would be nice to talk about social vocalizer groups and like that.
Okay.
Like mention what we're planning and what they think.
Okay. Yeah, that might help us. That might give us some ideas. Okay. One of our aims has been for a long time to start different satellite groups, local groups of devotees who meet together, and with the ultimate aim of forming communities, devotional communities in different locations around the world. Now try to understand, we'd like to do something here in Chile, but number one, we don't have enough money, and number two, we have got a much better opportunity in India. Basically, here in Chile, nobody knows who we are. Nobody really understands what we're trying to do. And the other thing is that in India, we would basically come in on a very high level and have all kinds of really good contacts, and people would like us there. people just in the neighborhood, would really want us to be there and participate in our programs and stuff like that. So we would be in a much better position. We'd have so much more support and much better relationship. For example, in India, I can go to the biggest university, and I can go present a seminar or a talk to the faculty, not just the students, the faculty of a big university in India, just because of who I am. It's a whole different ball game than being here and people are going, you're what? Vaishnava? You're a what? You're the esoteric what? It's just unknown here, and we have such a huge hill to climb. And in the U.S., it's even worse. In the U.S., we're in a hole because of the bad reputation that our lineage has gotten because of nonsense of my godbrothers. And I'm really sorry about that, and I'm sorry if any of you have been affected by that, but there really isn't anything I can do about it other than, what I'm doing. So, we want to encourage the development of local communities of people who follow these teachings. That's a big aim of mine, very dear to my heart. But I'm not coming back to the U.S. if I can avoid it. I am instead probably going to go to India and like that. So if you're going to have a local community of devotees, it's up to you to develop it. Now recently we tried a program called the focalizer groups. We set up, I think, 9 special courses for different areas of the world. And some volunteers from among our students took up organizing the registered users that we have on our site from different parts of the world and trying to get something going. And so far it's been very slow. The main problem seems to be that the facilitators or focalizers don't know how to use the features of Moodle to develop, that's the courseware software that we use. They don't know how to use it to develop unique and interesting content for their site, for their focalizer group. So as a result, they're just kind of a bland experience, and there's nothing really compelling, or what we call in the web design work is sticky. That means a person finds something very interesting and they want to come back and visit again and again and like that. That has to do with the limitations of the software, and it also has to do with the lack of knowledge of our focalizers. And not to say anything bad about them, they have a great interest in our work, and they're really trying to do a good job, but we have to give them better tools. So we've been looking around at different software programs. And basically what we're thinking of doing now is adding a layer of software kind of in between the front page and the university. You go to the front page of our site and there's all these links going to different video, audio, seminars, articles, books, so many things. Jyotish and all. And then you finally get around to looking at that last menu way over on the right, and it says community, and you go to the link that says university, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a different world, the university. And so instead of just being a static site with kind of, which makes you kind of a passive participant, all of a sudden you're expected to be very active and post and get into a dialogue with the community and da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's nothing really in between that kind of gets you into the idea that we have a community and you can be a part of it and it's easy and like that. Of course, the people who have joined and become active in our student community up to this point are the best, most intelligent, highly motivated, and so on. So in a way, it's good that we made it a little difficult to get involved in our university program, because it has brought out the best people. And we wanted to do that. I mean, it was kind of deliberate that we made it a little difficult, a little bit required some individual initiative to become active, because we really were looking for the best and the brightest people to come first and to become the core of our community. But now we want to reach out a little bit more. One of the things that's happening as 2012 approaches is that we're getting more and more interest from people who see the promo for the 2012 movie. Like just the other day, they released a new trailer. I think it's trailer number 3. And we have had a tremendous surge of visitors. But they haven't stuck around. They come, they look at 1 or 2 pages, and then they go. And most of them never come back again. The vast majority, something like 60 or 70%. So we thought, how can we make the site more interesting? How can we make it more engaging, more sticky, as the technical term, so that they stay around for a while and they get comfortable. Maybe they read a few articles and like that. So we thought, well, how about adding social networking features to the site? And we've played around with a few things, like we played around with that shout box thing, and we played around with Google Friends and like that, and it wasn't very exciting. We tried adding comments to the pages, and basically nobody made any comments. It's like the nature of the site, the way it's set up, kind of, it's just a static site, and it's just got a bunch of material on it. So for those people who are motivated, who know that they're looking for a spiritual school, that was fine. But for people who are a little bit, like on a little bit lower level, it didn't work for them. And consequently, we're seeing a lot of people come and go. So we're thinking, well, we're getting all these visitors. Why don't we do something to keep them around, keep them interested? And so if we build up a user community, not on the level of the university, but on the level of like the casual visitors to the site. And it links with Facebook and all that stuff. You know, maybe we can keep some people, more of the visitors around. So this is going to be the next thing. And what did you want to find out exactly?
If they like the idea or...
If they like the idea? Oh, okay. Does anybody like the idea? Well, of course they're going to ask, how would it look? Right? What would it do? Well, if you could imagine the esoteric teaching, if you know, everybody has a Facebook or a MySpace page nowadays, even me. So